Hey, 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 hey. Guys, welcome to another broadcast of Unlikely Sisters podcast. As you see, Miranda's not here. I'm Elena, your other co host. And I'm here with a special guest, Jasmine. How are you today?
Hello. Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I want you to just go ahead and tell people a little bit about yourself and we'll just jump into our topic. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here. My name is Jasmine Page. I am a content creator. I'm newly married, and I met the host from she does my hair, and as you can see, I just started my lock journey not too
Yeah,
long
yeah,
ago. Super
yeah.
excited to be here.
Yes. And so, because she's a content creator and we're getting into it with the start of our podcast, I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. It's Black History Month, Black creators, how you feel about the shadow banning and all that kind of stuff that's going on with Black creators. So, there's a lot.
It's so much. It's so much.
So, we all know they gave us the shortest month of the year, but we celebrate it all year round. What do Black History Month mean to you? Or being black in general.
To me, it's just cele- Black History Month specifically is about
Mhm.
celebrating, the trailblazers, our ancestors, the people who came before us and made
Yeah,
it possible for us to, have what we have and experience what we experience today, honestly. And also, Black History Month, I guess a newer component of it to me would be, supporting up and coming black businesses in general all
yeah,
year round, but definitely in Black History Month, trying to stretch those black dollars for sure.
yeah.
Yes.
That I think that's been my goal this year is to really support black-owned businesses, black creators as much as I can. Not the richest person, but I know I can, give back a little bit by just sharing businesses and buying merchandise whenever I can. But I'm just, when I think of Black History Month and what generally our people in America has been through, I look at ourselves, the ones that are here now. We're the survivors. So we're the strong.
Mhm.
We're the lot that they couldn't get rid of. And I
Abs-
see us continually getting stronger. You know what I mean? Have you had a chance to go to the African American Museum at all?
yes, I did have a chance to go around when it first like opened up. I don't even think when I went everything was completely finished, but I did
Okay.
get a chance to go. And it's always so like wonderful seeing all the achievements and everything like that, but it also is kind of like a gut punch seeing, just what our ancestors and went through and our grandmothers went through,
Yeah.
things like that.
Some of our mothers.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's just it's still so it's crazy because we are in 2022 and it's still so raw. It still
Yeah,
hurts to see. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And it's funny you said it's still so raw, it feel hurts. And a lot of people will tell us, it's been so long ago, why don't y'all just move on? But I recently found out, and I think we talked about it a little bit while I was doing your hair, that just like traits or certain things are passed on to us through generations, so can um, experiences and stuff like that. So to tell us to move on, we still have those pains that our ancestors have, and we have to, create that. And that's why they say breaking the cycles and healing. We have to heal ourselves from those past hurts in order to move forward. And I think a lot of African Americans are struggling with that, and some
Yeah,
of them has gotten past it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
hmm
Yeah, it's just it's I'm on TikTok a lot. I don't really post there, but I am there a lot and I see like
most of us are.
yeah, some people who there was specifically this guy I came across and he had looked up his ancestors and like
hmm
figured out which plantation they came from, and then he found out that like the slave owner's family, has this place and has it running as a business, and you could just
hmm
see the pain in his eyes. Like he was like, these people are profiting off the
Yeah.
backs of my, great grandmother or great great grandmother. And it's just
Right.
like, you know,
And I feel
it's
the same way. Same in my family. My family is it's the Downstro family down south. I'm from Louisiana originally, and there's a Downstro Inn, a family inn, which was a plantation at the point, probably. the plantation that my family probably built. And I know we're descendants of it because at one point I looked at my ancestor just like the guy, and I know that Pierre Dansero is an ancestor of mine. He is a white doctor that moved down from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came down, of course, that's where my ancestor Matthias Dansero was born because he was mulatto. So I saw it on a birth certificate, not on a birth certificate, but on the what's the census.
Yes, that's it.
I can't get the link because I feel like Pierre Dansereau's daughter is my great grandmother
Mm-hmm.
because she was sent to Maine. This is what I'm concocting because this is the only
Right.
information I can find. But so we are descendants, you know. So I feel like that plantation, and they also have a pharmacy down there. That's the
Mm-hmm.
Dansero Pharmacy, and they don't give us the rights to it. It was on sale. I've heard at one point it was on sale, and they wouldn't let the black side purchase it. But it's history that I haven't brought myself to go to the inn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it one day, and hopefully I can find more records of if they allow me to. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's my birthright, but you know,
Yeah, it's a blessing to be able to even, get back that far and look up that far and be able to figure out. It's just a shame that we have to puzzle piece and put together. Okay,
yeah,
you
and
know,
it's not easy because of course we had to learn to read and all this kind of stuff. So when the census came out, a lot of our people didn't know how to spell the last name, and of
mm,
course, a lot of them took the last name of their master or slave, you know, of their owner.
mhm.
So Dansero being really hard to spell, it was so difficult piecing it because it was spelled so many different ways when I was looking up the census. So I had to like go by dates and ages and names, and I had to like piece it together like that. But it was interesting, but it was kind of sad that that's the farthest I can go back because if I need to go back further, I need to see the plantation records. I need to see who bought who and who was family to who. You know what I mean?
And
So
yeah, yeah. I another thing that I actually seen was that there are white families who have like they have those plantation records, and
right,
everyone's commenting like, "Hey, turn this into a museum," or turn this in, and they
turn
refuse.
into
Like
ancestry.
they don't
Right,
want to share. They don't want to share that information because they don't want to make their grandkids, I guess, feel guilty because they had slaves. But you're keeping this. You're keeping families apart, basically. You know
right.
what I mean? Like our history is. You're holding our history in your hands.
Right, and we can't track it back until we get those records in our hand to kind of
Absolutely.
heal, really to heal ourselves and heal our generations going forward. Because it's good to know where you're at, you know, where you're from. It's good
Yeah.
to know where you're from, and it kind of give you a sense of belonging. And that's why I said I just feel it. I felt a sense of strength when I went to the African American Museum in DC. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. If y'all listen to anywhere else, the one that was recently built in DC, maybe what 5 years ago, about 5 years ago it was
Yeah.
completed. um and I just, some people were sad, they were crying. I'm sorry if y'all guys, if y'all heard that. Somebody is riding a motorcycle outside apparently. But I just felt the sense of pride because I seen the numbers of how many people died on the boat, how many people, you know, didn't make it and stuff like that. It was a sense of sadness, but it's also a sense of my ancestors got through getting to the coast. They got through the 6 months where they put them in the holding cells for 6 months. They survived that, which a lot of them didn't. Millions didn't. They survived the boats. They survived the decades of slavery. They survived uh, the recent in the 1900s.
Right.
You
The Jim
know, so
Crow and the
the Jim Crow and all,
Mhm.
we are surviving and we're continue getting stronger, and they see that. And I feel like that's why we've seen a lot more stuff. No matter what we say, they try to have pushback, but they see we're strong. There's no keeping us back. We're getting educated. We are educated. We're moving forward. We know our worth, and I feel like we're getting back to what our people had in Africa before they snatched us away. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing
Absolutely.
a lot of I know you saw the opposite, but I'm seeing a lot of um people from Africa saying, join us. Like, we need to come together as a people. And I really do feel it. I feel like there needs a sense of, yes, we got separated,
Mhm.
but we need to come together. And the biggest thing that I see is they made us all over the world. We're in every single
Yes.
continent, um,
Mm,
everywhere. And if we just join forces as a people, we can just be so strong. And we just need to stop fighting each other too.
yeah, and that's another thing. A big part of like those documents that they're holding on to, a lot of us are related. We just don't know it, so we don't treat
Right,
each other like family. You know what I mean?
right,
I feel
right,
like that could make the difference between us coming together and, hey, let's work together. Our ancestors work together. Let's, combine
right.
it. Let's network and do whatever we need to do. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
another
we have
subject.
we have the history that shows us when we come together, we are strong.
Absolutely.
And every time we get strong, of course, they do something to break us apart. But we need to like go past that and be like, look, you're my sister. I know life probably haven't been hard for you, or life probably have been easier for you. I don't know,
Mhm.
but I'm not gonna judge you for your life. So I'm gonna judge you where you are now, and let's build. Once I
Yeah.
get information, you get information. Let's help each other build wealth, generational wealth that they tried to snatch from us. We can
Yeah.
now build generational wealth. Information is out there. There's no longer they're gonna hold us back. They're gonna try. I really think that a lot of times we need to. I think we need to start making black banks again, and investing in each other and stuff like that. Can you
Yeah.
hear the music behind me?
Just a little, just a little.
Okay, because I don't know what they're doing and it's
Yeah.
or something. So I'm sorry, guys, if y'all hear that. I'm at my studio, and other people are in the building doing their thing too. But what are your thoughts on? Have you? I know you said you saw some. I think that's what you said. You saw some on the opposite end where they didn't
Yeah,
understand what was wrong with them, African
yeah, I
American.
think that it might be the younger generation of, people, I guess, would it be called expats or people who were born in Africa and came, their parents may have came here and they were born in America, but they are African. Their parents were born
Okay,
in
so
Africa.
they never had that history of slavery through
Yeah,
their
they
DNA.
haven't
Yeah.
had that. So I've come across it a few times on TikTok and it really infuriates me because they make these posts and they're like, "Oh, African American women are telling white women or Indian women or people that they can't wear braids, but that's not your culture. You don't have the right to tell them that because you haven't been to Africa and you don't have no connection to Africa. That's you don't have the right." And it's like, excuse me? Like, like, what? Wait a minute now. Let's rewind back a little bit.
Right.
What is happening here? You know what I mean? Like, this does not look good. We don't look good on the home front fighting with each other
No.
like that. And not only that, it's just like African Americans, like you said, we are the descendants of slaves.
Yeah.
So the culture that we've created here, the African American culture that we've created is everywhere now. A lot of black diaspora culture is African American culture. You know what
Right.
I mean? So it's like it really hurts to see, that type of division, even somebody even concocting that in their mind that like,
Right.
you haven't been to Africa, so you don't know, and you're not a part of trying to separate us that way. And it's like, wait a minute, it's a bigger issue here because there aren't just, there aren't just racial injustices here. It's everywhere where you
Yeah.
find a black face. I've seen a girl who actually moved to South Korea and she said she'll walk into a cafe and everybody will get up and leave. And it's no mystery why they're doing it. You know what I mean? It's just like we don't need that kind of division. That is
No, we don't. We
it's
just need to come. We just really need to come together as a unit, one big unit, and take back our rights to this land. Like, I
absolutely.
also saw one. It was so funny. The TikTok. The guy was like, "What if they gave us our reparations but told us we had to leave the country?" And then this African guy came back. He was like, "Well, come on home
Right.
because America will turn to dust if you guys are not here." But you're right. We have like African American culture have spanned across the world, like through the music, how we do things, and everything. You see it, and that shows how strong we are. Like we have an influence. We have natural influence because people want to hate us, but then they can't help but love us at the
Yeah.
same time. Like,
They want to hate us, but they want our culture. They want our music. They want our hair, our style of dress, just everything. And that just, as an influencer, it's like the biggest slap in the face. You know what I mean? Because it's like black women were like the original influencers. You know, they wanted our body shape, and now they even getting our lips and just everything. But when we were wearing, when we wear braids to work, it's unprofessional. But when
Right.
she wear braids to work, it's edgy and it's fashionable. It's just
Right.
so
High fashion. It's the
right.
next big thing. I'm like, no, we've been doing this for years. We brought this over from Africa. Cornrows. I know the history of cornrows here is it was road maps. So when
Mhm.
they were trying to go to the travel to the north, because we was coming from the south, travel to the north,
Mhm.
they did the road maps and the cornrows to go to freedom.
Yeah.
So, everything that we do has a purpose. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? The foods that we created had a purpose because they gave us scraps and they couldn't believe how much good food we made out of scraps.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of being a black woman. I'm proud of the history. I'm proud of being descendants of the strong.
Mhm.
Um, we are survivors. Even our children are survivors and they're going to be descendants of the strong. So we need to continue to get stronger. Um, So I'm just happy to be a part of it. This is my Black History Month
Yeah.
dedication.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always been like when I was younger, it kind of was, you know, because I am lighter skinned, I kind of got treated weird. You know what I mean? Because I am lighter skinned, but I don't have the racially ambiguous look. You know what I mean? And it's just always been for me trying to be like, no, I'm just black. You know how people say, oh,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sure you had somebody look at your hair and say, oh, what do you mix with? Where are you from? What are you?
Mhm.
I'm black. I'm from here.
I'm,
You know what I
I'm Black.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like you. I'm from here. I'm black. That's it.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I was talking to somebody because I feel like I'm just neutral. Like I'm middle. I'm brown. So I'm
Mhm,
not on the darker side. I'm not on the lighter
mhm,
side. I'm like right in the middle. So I never felt that colorism part of it. That
mhm.
wasn't
Yeah,
part of
no.
my existence because I was never too light. I was never too dark. I'm brown.
Mhm, mhm.
So I never felt that pull that a lot of people do. You know what
Mm,
I mean?
yeah.
Or felt different growing up. But my daughter is your skin color. She's
Mhm.
very light skinned. So I
Yeah.
have to, make her strong and show her that, hey, people are going to judge you for your skin tone. They might try to do this, they might try to do that. But you're still strong. And I want you to be known for your brains and not just your beauty,
Yeah,
your skin
absolutely.
color.
Absolutely. And that just take me into the next topic really, which is like the black influencer thing. Um, I have come across opportunities that I have turned down because I don't want to. If a brand contacts me and I
Mhm.
go to look at their website or their Instagram, whatever pages that they have that I can find, and I see that there aren't any black women and that they contact me, that may prompt me to turn them down
Yeah.
because I feel like if you want a black girl, you know what I mean? Don't just try to, oh, this is a palatable, because they think like that, you know what
Right.
I mean?
They think
Oh,
like that. Oh, she'll be a broad right because she's not too dark and
mhm.
this is the acceptable black
Yeah,
color.
and I'm not even that girl. You know what I mean? I'm not even. This is people who have never had a conversation with me, so they don't.
Right.
I'm not that girl. I'm not that. I'm not doing that. No, no,
Oh,
no, no, no. No.
she real pro
Yeah.
black.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah. No. Mm-mm. Don't even come. Don't even contact me. I don't.
So what do you do? Do you not just answer them at all or you just
Um. Most of the time, I always respond because who knows what could happen in the
or
future.
you
Maybe
don't want
they
to burn
will become more inclusive. You
yeah.
know what I mean? But just at this time, I'm not interested in this product or this. Just to be professional as
Right.
can be. But like I feel like a lot of brands and even media types try it with that type of stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just based off of what they show, what they push is very colorist, is very and you just have is being someone who is lighter, you have to be aware of that. I don't want to be I'm a black woman, you know what I mean? But I don't want to be taking up spaces that could be given to someone who, deserves it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Someone who
Yeah.
is darker and what more represent, you know, African American women than
You want
me.
to give them the opportunity and not just be you're just giving me this opportunity because my skin don't make you feel uncomfortable.
Exactly, exactly, and that's not.
So until I see more people that's darker than me, that have a different texture than me, that
Mhm.
natural rocking their natural bush, don't have,
Right.
even though I do hair, so I know there's darker skinned women that have hair like Indian women and hair,
Mhm.
like those looser curls. I want
Mhm.
to see, and we're seeing a little bit more and more of it where we get in the natural bush, the natural textures, the four C's,
Mhm.
four Z's, because
Mhm.
Zani, they do,
Yeah.
because we have so
Right.
many different textures. But yeah, I'm seeing more, but it is still that. It is still, I'm going to, even in TV shows, you normally see either the darker skinned husband and a lighter skinned woman.
Mhm. Mhm.
You rarely see a all dark skinned family.
Oh yeah, and that's something that my husband, it grinds his gears, especially right now. I don't know what's going on right now, but specifically now, like in the commercials, all of the families are interracial.
Yeah,
Nothing against different interracial families. It's beautiful. Love who you love. Be with who you want to be with. But what's up with that? Why? What can we just get a black family? You know what I mean? Can we just get a
like a,
brown
like a
and a dark
completely
skin?
brown family.
Right, like what's going on? You got these. You got the really dark husband, and then you got the very light
Like,
or white wife, and then you got
mhm,
these kids with these blue eyes and curly hair, and it's just like, wait a minute now, we getting a little, we went
yeah.
past what we was trying to,
Because my thing is, they're trying to show inclusivity, but
hmm.
in the same thing, usually people with those features been more accepted anyway
Oh
than
yeah,
people with the stronger features. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. And
Um,
even when and another thing that I noticed is even when they choose darker skinned women, they go, okay, well we're gonna choose someone that's dark, but they still have European
your
features.
features, yeah, the
So it's like
smaller
long,
nose,
long
the
nose,
mm-hmm,
and it's just like, okay, it's like I don't want to be one of the people who you can't make happy. You know what I mean? You know how there's those
right,
people that's like, oh, this doesn't do and this doesn't do. I'm not like that, but at the same time, it's like it's intentional. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's not
it is,
just it's not lost on them. They know what they're doing with that. You know what I
right.
mean?
Like, give me a bell pepper nose with some big lips,
Right, a real
and
person.
a real person.
Right.
Give me some woman with a little, meat on her bones.
Yeah.
Give me real people. Like, it's time out for the cookie cutter beauty,
Yeah.
European standardized beauty. Like, we are all beautiful in our own ways. We come in
Absolutely.
all different shapes, sizes, colors,
Hmm.
and we should all be represented.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm really enjoying what Disney's doing with the different cultures of
Yeah.
Pixar movies. Like,
Hmm.
I love Encanto.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, everybody's talking. I still haven't seen it. I have to see it.
You
I have to
you
see it.
please. I think I watch it more than my daughter. She's like, please, can we watch something else? I'm like, I'm watching Encanto. You made me watch Vivo 20,000 times. We gonna watch it, okay?
Yeah, it's like I have a nephew and niece that are African American and Mexican.
Okay.
So, it is important for them to be in touch with both sides,
Yeah,
of their cultures and things like that. So, yeah, what Disney is doing is wonderful now. It's great. You know what I
I'm
mean?
waiting for the Jamaican story. I'm waiting
Yeah.
for the African story. Like,
Yeah, I I know there's more to come. I know there's more to come with
there's
Disney. I see what they're trying to do, and I can respect it. I can
I
appreciate
can
it, even
too.
when it's not my culture. Like I think Encanto is supposed to be like Colombian or something,
Colombian, and then
right? And
Vivo is, I don't think Vivo is Disney, but I think
okay,
it still represents
yeah,
the Cuba. Vivo is
okay, yeah,
Cuba.
yeah, yeah. I seen that one. I seen that one.
Um, what's the other one? Coco.
Coco,
Coco.
yeah, Coco. That's the one that I've seen a lot of times.
I love Coco.
That description. Yeah.
And there was another one. Wasn't there another one? You got Moana. I
Oh yeah,
love
Moana. See, yeah,
Moana
and it's
is
like,
great. Like, they're doing really good. Like, and I think they're paying attention to the details.
yeah,
You know, people in that culture might think differently, but I'm like, they're still. You can tell they're doing their research on
hmm,
that culture and trying to pay homage to it. They might not get it right all the time, but you at least see they're trying.
yeah, they're definitely trying, and I
Um,
think it's important for kids to see stuff like that. You
yeah,
know what
to
I
see
mean? Like,
themselves because we kind of seen the Cinderellas.
yeah, the story is old. It's
Is
unrealistic. It's just
is very much unrealistic. But I'm loving seen the expand. And just over the next 10 years or so, I'm already seeing a shift. Like you said,
Hmm.
in black women, we always was at the bottom, but I don't feel like that anymore. I feel
Yeah.
like we're rising up. We're being stronger. Not to say our men are weak, but
Yeah.
we're showing our strength. Like
Yeah. We
we've been holding up the world and our families are on hands, but it's time for us to be like, you know what? We're putting ourselves first.
hmm
We are queens and we're going to sit on our throne and we're going to show you who we are. You're not just going to take our culture or take who we are and use it for your profit, but we're going to be ourselves and we're going to be profitable from us too.
Right, right, and it's like they couldn't hold us down too long. Black African American women are the most educated women, educated group, period, in
Yeah.
this country. It's you can't do nothing with us if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Like they couldn't do nothing with us if they wanted to. That ain't happening. But
They
yeah,
might
I
they
just
might
really.
try, but they can't.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. And then like within the past maybe 5 or 6, no, maybe even like 8 years, the natural hair movement has really just boomed, and all the company Pantene making natural hair
First
products,
of all,
a company that has always exclusively marketed to a certain demographic is now
well,
making
first of all,
hair
Pantene,
oils.
I always say, even with their natural line, don't use them. I'm sorry.
But
That's the hairstylist in me. Just
that ain't for us. That ain't for us. Yeah.
it's not that it's not for us. It's
Yeah.
just because there's like I used to use herbal essence.
Mhm.
Love it in my hair. But like I said, that's because once you know your hair, you can know the products that you can use for your hair. My hair
Mhm.
loves it. But it's just it dries people hair out, it breaks people hair off. I don't like it
It does.
as a stylist and I'm not a chemist, but I just see what it do to clients' hair. And nine
Mm,
out of ten of my clients who use Pantene usually have very frizzy hair and very broken hair. So
I can
like
imagine.
I always tell
Yeah.
people, go home and throw it away. But I just bought it. I don't care. Throw it away. Put this in your hair instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I see what they're trying to do, and they will really have to come to me and convince me that their products are good for our hair. Because
Yeah.
what I've seen, I'm still not convinced that they're just not pandering to us.
Yeah,
So
and I think a lot of companies are. It's easy to do now. That natural hair movement is worth billions of dollars. We've seen companies go from no name, what is it? Shea Moisture came out of nowhere and
yeah,
became, because everybody's natural. Everybody needs the
yeah.
deep conditioner and everything like that. So a lot of companies are just pandering. Like, oh, speaking of pandering, it's Black History Month. I know you've seen the Bath and Body Works put the African tribal print on the same candles that they
No, I did not.
they didn't took the candle, slapped the African print on there, and said, "Black History Month, get your vanilla bean candle." You know the
No,
candles that they sell. I really like their candles actually, but it's like, let's not do that. Like, what is
you know
this? What
what?
are we doing?
I think I'm gonna purchase Jackie Aina candles, some Black owned company
Exactly.
candles, like
Like, maybe they should have collabed with a black creator and created like a small.
that.
That would have been thoughtful, but I feel
If
like
they
it's
would
just
have, because especially because Jackie Aina do have her candle collection, they could have
yeah,
went to her and say, "Hey, we want to put you in Bath and Body Works, even if it's for Black History Month. Let's
right.
join creators and show that
No,
that's the opportunities that we want. You know
yeah,
what I mean? That we're
yeah.
looking for."
They not doing that. They just gonna slap. They slap the African tribal print on the wrapper of the candle and
Hope
said
they
Happy
didn't
Black
sell not
History.
one, and I hope if they did, it was probably the white people.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone purchase any, and I'm not purchasing any. So
I don't think I purchased from Bath and Body Works in so long.
yeah, yeah.
But tell me about your journey being a creator. Cause I be y'all, she be talking to me in the chair, and I be trying to get all kind of information. I'm like, I'm new to this. I need to know.
Well,
So
it's so
how have your journey been, and where do you see yourself going as far as your content and being a YouTuber creator in general?
um. Well, as far as my journey, I just started content creating about, this is my third year doing
Okay.
content creation and things like that. And it's such an out of body thing for me because I've never been a talker.
Right.
Contrary to what you believe, I've always been more of an observer. I'm typically very quiet. Out of me and my husband, and even out of me and my brothers and sisters, I'm more of the quiet one, just watch
Mhm.
what's going on. But I realized that I do have something to share. You know what I mean? I do have
Yeah.
something to contribute. And I realized, like, when I was younger, I wish I would have seen someone like me. I would have felt more comfortable as myself, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I felt like it's important if you're thinking about doing content creation or trying to become an influencer or just getting yourself out there, getting your story out there, I would say do it just because there's an audience for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's somebody who needs to see it. You know what I mean? And yeah, just I've been doing it for a while and I'm getting more into the, I guess, influencer world of it where
Mhm.
brands are contacting me and trying to work with me.
Yay.
And
That is
it's
exciting.
a great feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. I feel like my work is finally paying off.
Mhm.
However, it can also be a very frustrating thing because it's like, I'm black. I'm a black woman.
Mhm.
They see that I'm moving up. I'm getting followers and subscribers every day. I'm growing. I'm showing that with my content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's
And I
like
watched the video content too. I don't know if you saw some of my likes and my follow.
I appreciate it. I so appreciate it. But it's like they see that and they're like, I want you to work for me for a sandwich. You know what I mean? And it's like, wait a minute,
You was telling me about that.
I
You don't
still,
have to say the name, but please
yeah,
tell
yeah,
the
yeah,
story.
no.
Just please tell it just a little bit. You don't have to say the
Okay.
name.
So this isn't the first time this happened to me, but recently I had a huge chain restaurant reach out to me. I'm talking about this is $1 million company. They everywhere. Reach out to me and send me an email inviting me to do this. Basically take a picture with their product, give a little bit of information or whatever, and post it on my Instagram. I have over 7,000 followers on my Instagram, and you know, I don't like to, as a new creator, as a new influencer, I don't like to turn things down, but I
Yeah.
do want to be genuine with my audience. And had it been on brand with me and the things that I post, I may have done it, but it was just like instantly, I was like, I don't even eat at this place. So it would be so off brand for me to post this and do this content for them. And not only that, what they were offering me was a free meal. And I'm not I'm not above anyone, you know what I mean? I still work full time. My husband works full time. We're not hungry. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, you know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
I'm not at that point and it just seemed very
Minimal.
yeah, very minimal. And I would I instantly, message I talked about it with my husband and I was like, that's kind of off brand for me. I don't even eat there. You know what I mean? We don't even eat there. We don't go there. We have never just been like, oh, I want this and went and got the food. So
Right.
yeah, I messaged them back and let them know that I wasn't doing it. However, after that, not long after that, maybe like a day or two after I had already messaged them and, let them know I wasn't interested in what they were offering me,
Mhm.
someone that I did know who was of a different demographic, had posted somewhere that they were so excited that we're kind of on the same journey, so to speak,
Yeah.
and had posted that they were offered compensation in the form of money and not no
Mhm.
little bit of money. I'm talking about we could pay some bills with this money. So it's like it just had me looking like I have more followers than this person. My growth is my growth is faster than this person. And I don't like to compare myself to other people because, everybody has their own journey, everybody has their own niche and everything like that. But it just kind of was looking like, why wasn't I offered that opportunity? You tried to
Right.
give me food. Like I ain't hungry now. Wait a minute. Where y'all get that idea from? And as an influencer, you got to have your media kit and everything, and let people know, this is what I'm willing to take. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
also just looking to, is it beneficial for you? Had it been a makeup brand or something that I'm actually into, household something, or I'm newly married, something that me and my husband could use. That's a different thing. But it just seemed like they definitely tried to lowball me,
Yeah.
and you have to be very careful of that because when people first see you growing and see that you're willing to, work with brands, they'll throw you anything. They'll even ask you to pay for the product and review. Like you would be surprised. And it's like,
I get you on that because I had started a page for my daughter when she
mhm,
was younger. So I'm like, kids do well.
mhm,
So I'm a photographer, so I'm taking pictures of her, and so of course I get hit by a bunch of kids brands,
mhm,
clothing and stuff. We'll give you 40% off on your first thing, and then you get a code. So whoever take, then you'll get paid from the code. But I still had to purchase the clothes, take pictures of it,
mhm.
post it on my page, and then send them the picture so they can post on their page. I'm like, so you want me to do this for free? At first, I did the first time. I was like, hold up, this don't make sense. I'm still spending my money, but you want my child face.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you came to me because you see the quality pictures that she had
Oh
on
yeah.
her page and stuff like that. So I get it. But then I hit one back and say, hey, look, I'm a professional photographer, so you're not gonna just get phone pictures from me.
Yeah.
So I don't mind working with your company. Just if you send me a few of your pieces of your clothes for my daughter, then that to me that'll be a fair
Mhm.
exchange, at least for right now,
Mhm.
until her page grow, and then I'll start asking for Montero.
Right.
I can't even say the word. It's been a long day. So ask for money.
Yeah.
So of course they said no. I'm
Yeah.
like, so they're pretty much hitting up people. You don't have to have a lot of people on your thing just so you can purchase their stuff and they're making money.
Yeah. They
But
make him, and it's so crazy to me because it's like, as a company who has an Instagram page or has a YouTube channel, y'all know how much work goes into keeping this stuff professional looking and up and running and interesting and keep getting clicks and views. You know how much work goes into it, but you
yeah,
don't want to pay me for my work. It takes a lot. With every video that I post on YouTube, even like a short 5 minute, 6 minute video, I have to create cover art. I have to look up, research the hashtag, see what's going on. I have to create art for Instagram to direct people to my YouTube. I have to create Instagram stories. Some people even go as far as making TikToks. There's a lot that goes into it. And
yeah,
I just feel like they understand that, but they think that paying me in sandwiches is enough to get me. No, and especially as somebody who still works full time, when I get off my 8 hours of work, I can't do anything for free. You know what I mean? I can't
right.
work for free after that. I need something needs to be happening for me because otherwise, what am I doing? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? What am I doing? I
you're
can't.
wasting your time. You're
Absolutely.
not trying to build a brand for, like you said, sandwiches or peanuts.
Yeah, no.
And I feel like a lot of companies do that because people before accepted it, and it was like, oh, I don't need to give them much because before I didn't have to pay the
Mhm.
other person much, so why would I have to pay this one that much?
Right. And like I've had people tell me like, "Oh, just be happy they want to work with you. Just be happy they want to work with you." It's like if I keep accepting nothing, I will have nothing. You know what I mean?
Nothing.
At some point I have to set the price. At some point I have to put my foot down and say, "Hey, at least this." You know what I mean? I don't have to be ridiculous. I don't have to demand what a Jackie Ina or uh Alyssa Ashley might demand, but
But you still have value. And the
yeah, I
reason
still
you
have
came to
value.
me because you saw my value. So if you know that I
Exactly.
have value, you see my value, pay me for my value.
Yeah. And that's the crazy part. Like, and then this is another thing. People see influencers and just think like, oh, they just expect free stuff. They just want free stuff. I A lot of the things that I've reviewed on my YouTube channel are things that I've purchased with my own money. It was not sent to me. And I recently just had an experience that kind of gets back into our topic of black influencers being cheated. And
Hmm.
so there was a brand that I came across on Instagram. I looked at their page. I didn't see a lot of black creators, but the product that they had was beneficial to me. The product that they had was beneficial to me. So I went ahead and purchased it. I didn't contact anybody. I didn't reach out to anybody, but I purchased the product, my own money. You know what I mean? There was no discount code, there was nothing.
Right, right.
And after I purchased the product, I had reached out to them and said, "Hey, I purchased your product. When I take my picture with this product, I said I plan on reviewing it on YouTube. I didn't ask for any money. I said, "Hey, I'm going to review this on my YouTube because this is on brand with me. This is something that I want to try and I want to give my honest opinion on it. Is there any hashtags you would like me to use? Just because this is a not that I wanted so hard to work with this brand, but this is something that I would actually use. And if it worked
Right,
out great, it would be wonderful. You know what I mean?"
right.
So I contacted them. I said that I didn't get a
And that's
response.
a good idea because that now they know that you're out there
Yeah,
and you're doing reviews. So that puts you on like, oh, okay,
yeah.
eyes on this person. Let's see
Yeah,
where she's
going
gonna
forward,
go. Right.
they might want to work with me. So, I did all that. I didn't get a response right away. Which is, fine. It had maybe been a couple days, and
Hmm.
these are posting on Instagram back to back to back. So I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, whatever. I didn't think anything of it. Everybody's busy. Everybody has their time to do whatever, whatever. So I received the product, and I recorded me unboxing the product. I recorded me using it for the first time, and I really, really liked the product. Like, I really, really loved it. I told my honest review. I even did a video maybe a few days later
I
following
followed
up.
up. I saw that.
Yes, and like, yeah, that,
Hmm.
hey, this is working for me. This is X, Y, and Z. But it was so hard for me to film that follow up video because I had, so this specific brand. posts on their Instagram page when just somebody who's not even an influencer, just a regular person, if they tag that brand and say, "Hey, this is where I got XYZ from," they'll repost it on their page. But
Mm.
when I posted my first video and I took my little professional looking pictures and I did X, Y, and Z, I didn't get a like. I didn't get a repost. I didn't get a share on the story. So it was just looking like, okay, wait a minute, what's the problem now? You know what I mean? I was looking like,
Mhm.
and my message still hadn't got a response.
Mhm.
But once I posted the follow up video, I did get a response, and it was like, oh yeah, we would love to post this, you know. And one thing that kind of threw me off in the message is it was like the message said, "Oh, thank you," and it's just like as a business, I don't know
No,
what it was,
thank
but the
you.
"all" kind of rubbed me the wrong way, like, "All?" I don't know, that's something that you say to a puppy. I don't know, it just it didn't sit right in my
Oh, you're so cute. Thank
yeah,
you for
like, "Oh,
your
that's
little
sweet, that's
review.
sweet." That's
Mhm.
how it was, and I just was
Yeah,
like, "Okay," but I was like, "Yeah," and they was like, "Okay, well, can we get a close up picture of, the product you wearing the product or whatever?" So I made sure when I took like
the
the
follow.
promo pictures for the video, I took
Mhm.
a close up picture so that you could really see the product. And I sent them the information they asked for, and they was like, "Okay, well, thank you. We'll post it." To this day, never posted. My video has about 3,000 views.
Wow.
I have, yeah, I've gotten asked questions in my DM about the product. People asking me like, "Oh, do you have any discount? Do you have any?" They never posted me. They
Wow.
post everybody and anybody and everybody, but they did not post me. And I just, it is what it
You
is.
felt the kind of way. Did you feel like defeated a little bit? Like, man, like you know what I mean? Because
At
you
first,
kind of get into
I
your
was
feels.
I was pissed. I was blowing my husband ear up. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna block them. I'm gonna block them. I'm gonna." He's like, "Why are you gonna block them? What is that going to do to them?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just don't even wanna going forward. Like, I'm the type of person like this, and I know this is kind of bad, but it's like once you cross me in that way, once you
Yeah,
try to belittle me, there's no coming back and trying to celebrate with me. You know what I mean? When
yeah.
I get to the point where I am, a
They're gonna come back, and you know
yeah,
what? Do your what is it? Pretty woman thing. You
right,
remember where she went?
right.
Huge mistake.
Right,
Huge.
huge mistake, huge mistake. There, it's just like, yeah, it really hurt. But it was more so just like, okay, I gotta work harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I gotta work harder. There are
yeah.
plenty of brands, and that's when I realized, like, you know what? It's February. It's plenty of black owned brands I can purchase items from, and I know they would
Is this
appreciate.
one black owned?
No, this one
No.
is not black owned.
Okay.
It is
'Cause I
one
know
that.
I know a black owned brand in Maryland actually, and
Mhm,
she's great customer service. Oh, goodness, I got something in my eye,
mhm.
eyelash fell in my eye. Um, and she's great, so I'll give you her information.
Okay.
And she'll reach out to you. She'll probably send you some stuff because
Yeah.
she's when I say top notch communicator,
Hmm.
top notch like black excellence on point. Because I purchased something from her and it got broken in the mail, um,
Hmm.
and I took pictures of it and I was like, hey, it got broken within 5 minutes. She answered my email back. She said she was going to be in Baltimore. She's going to, follow up with me. She brought me a brand new palette. She brought me lip gloss. She brought me a hat. She brought me all kind of stuff. Apologize for getting broken in the middle. I'm like, this is what we want to see from our companies.
Yeah,
Like
all of them.
appreciating like I spent money, it got broken, and I'm not going to just ignore that your stuff is broken. I'm going to fix it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I was supposed to do a review, but I did. I took some pictures, and she used some of my pictures on her story, and some of the stuff that I
Okay.
did on her story. Because I every time I use some makeup, I tag her in it, and she always I say use it however you want.
Mhm.
Sell your products, ma'am.
Right, right, right. And that's where I was at with it. After that whole situation, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna work harder. I'm gonna work with, it's February. I should be seeking out black owned brands anyway. You know what I mean? It kind of was
Right.
like, you try to go for the women owned brands because you're like, okay, but mm, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So it was just like, okay, I get it, and it just was what it was.
the wrong
It was
way.
even more than that. They had how they have like the Facebook groups. They had a Facebook group for the product, and I
Yeah.
had posted my original video in the Facebook group, and people had commented on it and was like, "Oh, I love your video. I'm gonna subscribe." Blah blah blah. When I posted the second follow up video, they deleted it. So I just like, yeah, yeah.
I'm like, did you see something wrong about the product, or
Yeah,
you
I
just gave your honest
no,
opinion?
no, and that's the
'Cause I know
crazy.
I watched it, and it was a raving review. It was great.
Yeah, I guess they didn't like who it was from. And that's fine. I get it. I don't represent everybody's, I guess,
Brand, yeah,
target audience. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I get it. You are entitled to sell to who you want to sell to and post who you want to post. I don't have to be the front man of your brand. I don't have to be that, but it's just like I get it. And looking back, I probably should have did it. But just just look at, like, what I mean,
but
just
it's lesson learned. Now
yeah, oh yeah, definitely,
now you know
definitely.
you have to really pick and choose who you want to review too, like who I'm interested in. Do your
Mhm.
research on a company before you even, because
Yeah.
we always see those companies with the on Instagram. You be like, man, I want to do it, and you
Mhm.
never know. So, yeah, that's just a lesson. Like, okay, I'm gonna really be very selective who and it's gonna come back around. Like when you start getting your millions of views and get to
Yeah.
your 100,000, then your 500,000, your millions, you're gonna get there.
Yeah, of course, of course. I know I'm gonna get there. And it's just like it's gonna be one of them things where it's like, oh hey, can we no ma'am.
No, I'm
No
sorry,
ma'am.
you don't represent my
Ma'am.
brand.
You definitely don't represent my brand. And I mean
Just
now.
come back, send them back. Oh, thanks.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate you reaching out to me. But unfortunately, this doesn't represent my brand.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and you made a huge mistake. I'm sorry, I'm so silly. But just what is your goals going forward? You don't have to say everything, so I know you have some stuff in the thing that you might not want to go
Lord.
out yet.
I do have some things in the works that I like. I'm actually, after this weekend specifically, I'm extra excited and I can't wait. And I probably should be on set to share everything within the next month.
Okay,
So
I'm
yeah,
excited for you.
I'm excited. I'm super excited. I have two YouTube channels. I have the one with just
Yes,
myself where I
yeah, but
just
you got
out
subscribe to both of them, you and your
yeah.
husband.
I have the one
That's
with
so
me and my
cute.
husband where we do more outdoor things and stuff
Mhm.
like that because I am an outdoor person. And I think it's important for representation of us black women in general because I think that when you have the Jackie Anas and the people like that, people think that we are like a monolith. You just have to be this girl that's always put together. You always have to have your nails done. You always
See
have to have your lashes done.
that's
And
the part that I'm like, where do I fit? Because I'm not a
mhm,
big glamour person, and I
right, but you
feel
don't have
like
to be.
I'm like, do I have to put on this face and look like this boss lady to fit into this thing? And that was my biggest thing.
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't get my nails done.
Yeah.
The only reason I put makeup on today is because I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning and go to sleep till 2, and I had to go to Upper Marlboro today. It was there for 11 hours. So I'm like, these bags, I just have to do a quick, but I just see it's just a natural look. Like
Right.
I want to do natural and I want to celebrate our natural beauty, and
Mhm.
we could be different. Black women could
Yeah.
be quirky,
Yeah.
we can be weird.
We can be outdoorsy. Like me and my husband, we like to go camping. We really like the outdoors. You know what I mean? And it's just like even people that I know, like in my family, will look at me and be like, "Why are you doing that? Why y'all sleeping outside? What's going on?" And it's just like I don't have to be this person who you always see as put together. You know what I mean? That ain't even me. I walk around my house with before I had my locks, my hair in a ponytail. I'm looking, you know what I mean? But that's me, and we don't always have to be this super put together person to be accepted on these social medias. You know what I mean? I feel like there should be more.
That representation too. Like
Mhm.
you can be natural. You don't have to wear these big lashes. You don't have to put on this face.
Right.
You know what
Exactly.
I mean? Because I'm like, I could try to do that, but it's not going to be who I
Exactly. Exactly.
am.
And I feel like if more, now there's like a boom of like younger women getting like plastic surgeries and stuff like that. And I feel like if more not regular, but like if more people who aren't, a certain body type or don't have a certain look come out and be themselves and be comfortable with themselves. This can help the younger generation. I know a girl that's like maybe 20 and already scheduling surgeries and and it's sad
And the
because
thing is, if you're that young, you're still not developed yet. You
it,
really
not
your
fully
body
at
don't
all.
really develop until you're like 25, maybe 30. You're still
Yeah,
developing. Because when you turn 30, you know that metabolism go.
yeah, and it's just like, you know, just give yourself time to really become who you are. And you know, I'm not against plastic surgery. If that's what you want to do, it's on you. If you can afford it, do what you want to do, whatever makes you happy. But it's like,
You got to see why you're doing this.
right,
What is
am
the
I doing it
purpose of,
because
yeah, what's the purpose why you adjusting yourself? Is it for because this is what society you want society to see, or is it because this
Mhm.
is what you truly want to do?
Right,
You
right.
know
And I
what I
feel
mean?
like we gotta it's up to us, you know, as the older women in our, you know, society to come out and say, hey, I'm not this and I'm happy. And you know, I was able to find someone who accepted me as I was, and I was able to start a family like this, and I'm happy. I'm doing what I like to do. And it may not be what the next person is doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I might not be the girl with, you know, all the Louis Vuitton bags and X, Y, and Z, but I'm happy with what I have and I look good with what I have. You know what I mean? So I just
Right.
think it's so important that, you know, if you feeling like you want to start a YouTube channel, you feeling like you want to be a creator, just go get out there and create because somebody needs to see it.
Yeah, and create what you're interested in. People are literally making millions of dollars crushing products with their cars.
Yeah, eating, just eating,
Just
eating
eating
on a microphone, eating, and people are making millions of
millions of
dollars.
dollars. Millions. So
Yeah.
be on there. There's gonna be people that connect with you. There's gonna be the people that's on your speed. Like
Hmm.
my big thing, the reason I wanted a platform is I always had low self esteem. And my big thing is getting women to be loving who they are in their own person because that took a lot for me to be in it. And I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I created as a photographer, I created my boudoir side. It's called Vision of Me
Hmm.
because I get a lot of women come to me like I don't, I don't want to do boudoir because I don't have a man or, I need to lose weight. I'm like, no,
Yeah. No.
you have to be sexy to you first before you sexy to anybody
Yeah.
else.
And another thing is like it never stops. Like I feel like once you get into that world of, oh, I'm uncomfortable with myself, so I want to get surgery, I want to get this done and I want to get that done. It'll never stop. Like once you get that, and then you're gonna have, oh well, this I can just change this. And it just like I've seen it with my own eyes.
We've
It just
all seen it. We've all
snowballs,
seen
yeah.
it.
And it gets ridiculous. And it's dangerous, you know what I mean? You know what I
Very
mean? So,
dangerous. People are dying. One of my clients was telling me because she was watching, I guess, Cardi B's story,
mhm.
where when she first started out, all the girls in a stripper club they were going into hotels and getting injections in their butt. What made you
Mhm.
think that was okay and safe? Like we couldn't have had a Cardi B. It could have went completely wrong. She could have
Yeah.
been dead
Yeah. It's
because women
dangerous.
are dying from this. So if you're gonna do it, just do your research and spend the money and do it correctly.
Yeah, do it
Go
correctly.
to
Correct
go
way.
to the right doctors. Do your research. Don't
Yeah.
just because it's cheap go down south. Go down. Not saying they're not real professional doctors. I know it's
Mhm.
cheaper, but
Mhm.
don't just take the cheaper route.
Yeah. Really
You
do your
know,
research with
really
that.
do your research and be safe,
Yeah,
but
and
do it
like
for the right reasons. But if
yeah,
that's
that's
who
the
you
main
are,
thing.
if you're that glam girl and you just all about, your appearance, then do what makes you feel happy.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm all about people doing what makes them feel happy, especially women. You know what I mean? If it makes you happy, if it's gonna make
Right. I'm a little bit of both because I'm that fisher girl. When I go down south to Texas, I grew up fishing with my dad. We
mhm,
go fishing on the boat, like you know, I'm that really gritty girl. But then I like
mhm.
to get glammed up sometimes
Yeah,
and
every now and
look
then,
pretty. Like I'm a little bit of everything.
yeah,
I like going on hikes and stuff like that and looking at
mhm,
nature because I'm a photographer, so I like to take pictures of all kinds of stuff.
yeah,
So I'm like, it's good to just show different parts of yourself and be okay with being you.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
that's what I'm loving. I'm loving meeting all kind of black folk and making me feel more comfortable with myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
You just being married, I'm pretty sure you have this idea of what marriage should be, but your
mhm,
marriage is your marriage. It's going to be individual to you and your husband. And I had to find that out, watching my mom and dad beautiful marriage, watching
mhm.
my grandparents, and it seemingly from the outside it looks perfect, but you never know until you get married and your parents start telling you stories. I'm like, you couldn't tell me this before.
Right, you couldn't warn me with this before.
Right. But it's showing me that every marriage is different. It's
Yeah,
going to look
absolutely.
different. There's no relationship goals because everybody are individuals.
Yep.
You put in relationship goals and you get a relationship that looks like that relationship, but it's difficult because you didn't know what they're going through. Because everybody put their
Exactly.
best face online.
Mhm. Mhm. And that's
Everybody,
another thing. That's something that we go. I mean, in the future, we would like to share more stuff like that on
the real,
our
real
YouTube
raw.
channel. Just the real stuff because, like, I mean, for now, we are I guess a younger married couple,
Yeah.
and it's like I
But
a
y'all,
lot of
y'all
my friends,
newlyweds,
a
y'all
lot
still
of my
got lovey
friends,
dovey mode.
a lot of my friends are like, "Oh my goodness, how did you get married in this? With everything that's going on?" And it's just like it's so weird because I never was like the girl who's like, I have to be married. I never was that girl. I was more so like, if it happens in the future, if it doesn't, I will be okay too. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
like everybody's just like, oh, well, how do you find, and I'm just like, I couldn't tell you that. I don't
You was just
know. Like
being yourself. You was just probably being who you are, and it just happened.
it just happened. It's just something that happened. You know what I mean? Like, not
Yeah.
that it's a bad thing, but it's literally like I would have never. I wouldn't like if the younger me see me now, she would be like, really? Like, what is going on, girl? I didn't see this for you. I didn't know that this
When
was.
I saw y'all together, I'm like, they are so cute. Y'all almost look like siblings, to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
we get that
But
everywhere. Like,
but you
are
know what?
y'all?
They say my mom and daddy look alike, and they've been married almost 40 years. So I feel like it's a good thing when people say that you look like your spouse. That means it's like you're supposed to be with that person. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's
It's
not. It's
no,
not.
it's
At
not.
first, it was like,
Children don't look like both of y'all. Okay.
right. I don't have to worry about my kids not looking like me. Like, at least they
Right.
look like me a little bit. At least.
That is hilarious. I'm just happy for you. I'm excited for
Thank
your
you.
journey. I can't wait till you in a month tell everybody everything. I'm excited because she talked to me already
I'm super
about
excited.
some things. I'm pretty sure she has some other secrets and stuff, but I'm
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
I'm just excited for you watching your journey, being able to be here in the beginning and
I
just
appreciate
seeing
it.
everything. And in a year, you can come back on Unlikely Sisters because I'm sure we're gonna grow and keep
Oh yeah,
this
of course.
moving. Um, I'm just so excited. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited that you're not afraid to go out and get what you want, and do what you want,
Mhm.
and that your husband is not afraid to follow you and be like, okay, yeah, I could see myself doing that with you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It's a wonderful thing, it's a beautiful thing, and I think that, more people see it as us as a young Black couple, see us doing, different things, getting out and just doing things that you wouldn't typically do. I feel like more people will be encouraged to be like, "Okay, well, let's try this." You know what I mean? At least let's see if it's for us, you know what I mean?
Right. So I'm just thank you so much
Thank
for
you, thank
being
you.
on Unlikely Sisters.
I appreciate the
Uh,
opportunity.
yeah, so hopefully we get at least 10 people to watch this. We brand new, we out here.
I get it. Trust me. Listen, I get it.
I know you did. But thank you so much. Thank you everybody who listened for this hour. Make sure you go and follow Jasmine's page. Go ahead and tell people where they can find you at. And of course I'm gonna have to link it into the description below. But go ahead and tell what's your Instagram page, your YouTube pages, and everything like that.
So on Instagram, I'm just Jasmine Nicole, and that's just Jasmine Jasmine, and then a period, and then Niicole. On YouTube, just look up the same thing, Jasmine Nicole, no period in between.
Hmm.
And then also for me and my husband's YouTube, it's just a new page because I'm now Mrs. Page. So
I get it now. I'm like, that's a cute name. How did it get that? But
Mhm.
that's me.
I just got my new Social Security card, like, last week, and I'm like, "Oh my
You did
goodness."
better than me, girl, because it took me. My daughter was like almost 2. Sorry, guys, if y'all hear all this commotion in the back of it. Oh, people. But it took me almost 2 years to like go and do my paperwork and stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. I just got my social, and now I have to get my license
Like,
and my
go get your license.
passport, and just it's a lot.
Like,
But
I'll text you the rest, the best one to go to,
okay.
because I literally, after I got my social security card, I went to this one, and within 10 minutes, I got my picture taken and stuff like that. There was
Okay,
no
yeah.
way, and I went at like noon.
Okay, yeah. Send me that information, please. 'Cause I'm trying to travel, and I need this passport ASAP. I
Immediately,
can't be
immediately, yes. Thank you guys for listening and watching. This is Unlikely Sisters. Make sure that you listen to us. We drop on Tuesdays. On Mondays and Thursdays, we go live on Clubhouse. Mondays, we usually do um, just a girl chat or chit chat. We talk about all kind of topics, and then on Thursdays we talk about the topic that we posted on our podcast. So we're trying to build a community where it's not just me and Miranda talking and talking about conversations. We're trying to make a community so everybody can come up on Clubhouse and talk and get their thoughts out and start a healing process or whatever the case may be. We're here to grow, love on each other, and get to the next step as a community. So that's what Unlikely Sisters is. We're women we never met, but we're sisters. And it's unlikely. You know what I mean? Like we met like I never really met Miranda in person. She's in Dallas. I'm in Baltimore or Maryland. Um and we met through my mom. So we never physically met in person. That's why we call it Unlikely Sister. So make sure you follow our pages. We do have a TikTok that we post. I have to get better at posting because Miranda be making the stuff and I forget to post it, but I'm posting them. It's called Unlikely Sister Podcast on TikTok, Unlikely Sister Podcast on Instagram, and Unlikely Sisters on YouTube. So make sure you guys follow, subscribe. You can find our podcast posted on Amazon Music and Apple. We're trying to figure out how to get it off of Spotify now because we are standing strong with our community.
Absolutely.
So enjoy and y'all have a great evening, great day. Not evening, it's night here, but we're posting this in the morning. So have a good day, have a good week. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.